Bam, what's going on, people? Happy Valentine's Day. It is obviously February 14th, 2016. I, as always, am JuvyThaKid. JuvyThaKid. You can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram with that name, and you can get involved with this channel. Right now, this is for the regular viewers. This is for the people if you're just stumbling upon this, so just be patient. So, if you just found this channel, I do vlogs, I do life lessons episodes, just a lot of different stuff, just having fun with my brother, whatever else. With the life lessons episodes, I'm not trying to teach anybody how to live their life different or live their life, right, because if you are happy at the end of the day, then you're living your life right to your situation. I realize that half of me is being blocked out by this light, so I'm going to fix the camera. Bam, that's a little bit better. So yeah, the life lessons episodes, however you're living your life right, as long as it's however you're living your life, as long as you're happy at the end of the day, then you're living your life right to your situation. Now, the life lessons episodes, that's just a way for you guys to kind of take things from your life or things you've been thinking about or whatever, and give them to somebody else so they can hear you guys can get a different opinion on it, and maybe that'll either show you a different perspective on it and help you learn something about that subject or whatever, or maybe you just disagree with it and you want to move on, but you appreciate the difference of opinion. Either way, it's not me trying to teach people how to live life. I'm the last person to give anybody that type of advice, really. Yeah, other than that, subscribe, obviously, like and comment, because I'm actually going to do a segment where I read the comments and I go through or whatever, and yeah, I know I haven't gotten a chance to reply to them. I have seen them, I have read them, so those will be addressed very soon. I know I tell you guys to subscribe and like the videos on my posts and in the videos. Well, that's because if it's one of those things where the likes and the subscribers and the views, that just lets me know that at least you guys in the little Church of Juvy circle, at least you guys are watching it. A lot of the time, I can totally admit that my frustrations with the show kind of come and they come from and they stem from whatever Instagram and social media. Realize my little beard sticking a little bit. I'll fix that, huh? There we go. And it's purely because with social media, I could put out a picture about the show. Just for example of a number, I could get 15 likes or whatever it is, but then only 3 of you actually watch the show. So it makes me question a lot of things, really how many people have just been kind of liking the pictures on Instagram, and how many people have gone past doing just it's really not even supporting anything, because it's almost like a reflex. You go through your timeline, you're like, oh, that's cool, click, click. Oh, that's cool, click, click. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things, if I see a bigger group of you have liked the pictures, but then I can tell that you guys haven't really watched the episodes pretty much ever, or just these past while I'm doing them, and that part frustrates me a lot, because it's one of those things you guys submit topics to me, you guys ask me when am I going to start the show up again, when am I going to do this, and then it almost, sometimes it's I gotta fucking pull teeth just to get that actual support, you know what I'm saying? This isn't to any of you guys who are always checking the videos, always getting involved. This has nothing to do with you guys. You guys are fucking beautiful. This is for the people who just go through the reflex of Instagram to like the picture. They just keep liking pictures, but they don't actually get involved with what the picture is promoting. You can like the picture, but if it's just a screenshot of my videos on YouTube, you're liking a picture of a list on YouTube. there's really nothing to like in there unless you like that channel or like that content because you've watched it or you do watch it. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, social media is just frustrating, honestly. That's one of the biggest things that bugs me about kind of doing this stuff. If I'm going to be obviously I'm going to be honest with you guys. But, yeah, I don't know. If it's one of those things. If you got, I've said it on my post. If you guys can click like on a picture, you guys can click the link in my bio on Instagram. It doesn't take much. I know a lot of you guys, either on weekends or whatever, you're just chilling anyway, listening to music maybe. I don't know. Check it out. Check 1 or 2 videos out if you want. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Either way, but you just don't. I got something in my eye. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Oh my god, eyelash. So it's one of those things, like, just don't just like the picture, because like I honestly, Instagram's whatever, like it's helped me connect with a lot of you. It's helped me build this show up a little bit, but that's only a very small part of the show. Yeah, that's Instagram, for lack of a better term right now, is like a promotional tool for the show. Like I obviously still use it for my own personal reasons, but I use it to help promote the show. The show isn't on Instagram, it's on YouTube. So it's one of those things, like it's weird when I'm getting certain likes on the photos and then I hit you guys up and you're like, oh, I haven't even seen those episodes. Makes no sense. Like, just don't like the picture if you're not going to watch the episodes, or if you don't like the content. It just doesn't make sense. This is going to be all literally random thoughts, because now I'm on to another subject. Okay. I don't understand why. I guess I could say, I could do the generalization and say that, like, you know, it's only girls, but guys do it too. So, I just don't understand why, like, for now, if it's like a girl and a guy, like, the girl is saying, oh, I just want I want a guy who's not afraid to show his emotions, you know, he's not afraid to let a tear fall. See, that's fine, whatever. But at the same time, not every guy, because of certain society things that like have been pushed onto us. Just don't fucking take this as a male rights activist thing, because it has nothing to do with that. I'm not an MRA. I think all that shit's dumb as fuck. What I'm saying is, like, to say that society and even growing up, men around us don't put certain prejudice, I don't want to say prejudice, but certain opinions and like certain boundaries as we're growing up, that to say that doesn't happen is fucking bullshit. As a man, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show your emotions if you're feeling vulnerable. You're always supposed to be able to fix stuff. You're always like, there's a lot of shit involved with trying to like be a man in society. But where I'm going with this is, if a girl wants a guy to show his emotions, but he doesn't come from a place where he's been able to like really show those emotions, like he's not used to crying, or he just really doesn't like crying because it might affect him in a different way, then if he can only express it through going very quiet or becoming frustrated, maybe not angry, but you know what I mean, like that frustrated where you feel like you're angry, as long as he's not violent or anything like that, and he's not being verbally, mentally, any sort of level of abuse to anybody, then instead people look at him like he's an asshole, or he's a dick, or he's just always a negative person. Well, that's not the case. He's still an emotional guy. He shows his emotions. He just doesn't know how to cry. He doesn't know how to be that type of emotional guy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's the same thing. Guys do it too. You know, I like a girl who's not too emotional, But then you get a girl who isn't like emotional, like it ain't about the lovey-dovey stuff with you. She doesn't get teary-eyed at certain movies, whatever. It starts to bug you or whatever. I'm not saying this is for everybody, so don't fucking get uppity in your britches about it. But it's one of those things, like, girls, you can't say that you want an emotional guy and a guy to, you know, show his emotions to you and stuff like that, but then try to cherry pick and like lead him into which emotions he can show you and which emotions are acceptable. Guys, You can't sit there and say that you want a girl that's not that, like, isn't that emotional and doesn't get, like, you know, like, teary-eyed at movies and stuff like that, but then complain when you get a girl who can pretty much whoop your ass at football or is just kind of more of a badass than you because she doesn't cry or whatever have it. See, right there, that's the whole, like, the growing up with the, like, the male influences and everything. Right there, I caught myself. It's because I automatically thought just because a girl doesn't cry, she's more badass than a male. That's not true at all. It just might mean that they come from different circumstances. All I'm saying is, what am I trying to say? No, but what I'm trying to say is, don't sit there and say, like, you want something like this or you want something like that, but then when you get that, it's not what you expected, and you just try and mold it into what you want. You can't fucking do that. Some dudes aren't criers. Some girls aren't criers. Some dudes don't know how to express themselves because they have never had that opportunity or have never really had that outlet. Yeah, I don't know. You got to give everyone a chance, and you got to try and work with them, especially if you love them. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, like, you can't sit there and say you want emotional or not an emotional person, but then you want to still try and mold them into something that you want. It doesn't work like that, because when you try and do that, you're just going to make that person insecure. You're going to make them more emotional because they always feel like they're doing something wrong and they can't really connect with you. Yeah. So if you see it going somewhere and you want to be with that person, work with them. Be patient with them. Don't try and just mold this into the ex-boyfriend that you wanted before or ex-girlfriend that you had before, whatever have you. That's about it. It's one of those things, like, if you see it going somewhere, you truly, genuinely care about this person, then work with them. Be patient with them. Don't try and criticize them just because of their shortcomings or their flaws. Yeah. I think that's about it for now on that subject. Next subject, because like I said, it's going to be a bunch of stuff. I got a couple minutes left here. I just want to do a quick quick review of The Visit. I watched it last night. M. Night Shyamalan. Excuse me. M. Night Shyamalan, I'm not usually a fan. This one was fucking dope. It was, I don't know if this was his first horror movie or other ones that were supposed to be considered horrors. But, yeah, it was fucking dope. These two kids get sent to their grandparents' house. The mom and grandparents haven't talked in like 15 years because of, like, the mom leaving with the kid's dad, upset the grandparents. By the way, spoiler alerts ahead. Spoiler alerts ahead. I'm going to say it one more time so you guys know. Spoiler alerts ahead. So the kids go to the grandparents' house, and pretty much, like, at 9:30 every night, the grandma turns into, like, this fucking other person. She starts clawing at walls, walking around naked, running around and shit. And the grandpa, he's a little off his rocker too. He's definitely got some Alzheimer's or dementia or something. He keeps trying to get dressed up for a costume party that he's not going to, and he remembers he's not going to. But yeah, so as the movie kind of progresses and everything, people are stopping by to see them, but they're conveniently always out. And then we find out, because the kids and everything have, like, been filming all this. It's kind of like a documentary because that's what the kids are doing for their mom. That these grandparents, like, it's through a Skype call, the kids are sitting there with their mom, and she starts freaking out, and just instantly says, like, listen to me, those aren't your grandparents. And shit, like, it was one of those twists in the movie. I knew it was going to come. Like, I was like, man, that's probably not even their grandparents. But I was so into the movie, and it had gotten me, that when that twist happened, like, it still got me. When she said that, I was like, oh shit! Like, it got me on the edge of my seat for sure. But yeah, so she, like the mom says, like, that's not your grandparents. And that's when the kids who have been staying with these people for a fucking week now realize that we haven't been with our grandparents. Shit, I'm not going to tell you everything else that happens through that, because honestly, like, more shit happens. I don't want to spoil it all for you guys. But yeah, The Visit, it's a really good movie. Even if you're not an M. Night Shyamalan fan, you might actually like this one. So go give it a check out. Don't nitpick and cherry pick all your lovers or what their flaws, whatever. And support the channel more than Instagram, because this isn't on Instagram, it's on YouTube. I'm your host, JuvyThaKid, as always. Quiet kids, freaks, weirdos. I love you. So for the sake of everybody and the entire world, let's keep being weird.